Is the white man the devil?
Yes.
Is it okay to hate?
Yes.
Is the ISUPK uniting the races or dividing them?
We're uniting the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Is it a sin to sleep with a white woman?
Yes.
In this heated debate, Jesse Lee Peterson confronts a guest over what he sees as blatant double standards and open hostility toward white people. As the discussion unfolds, Jesse challenges the attempt to rewrite history and calls out the contradictions in the argument. Things take a sharp turn when the guest makes a shocking ideological claim that leaves Jesse visibly stunned. This exchange gets intense, fast. Let's get into it.
The Israelites did you come here as a result of the wealthy black selling the poor blacks to the Arabs? And did they bring you here from Israel or did they bring you here from Africa?
No, we actually came from the west coast of Africa. And the common misnomer is that black people sold black people.
No, it's not. That's true.
That is. Well, no, actually, it's not true.
No, I know for a fact it's true.
Well, let me educate you. Since you say you black is slow, let me be the one to educate you. Your skin tone doesn't make you who you are. You have Arabs that have brown skin. Right. You have East that have brown skin. So just because an African and a black person has brown skin does not make them the same. So when we was in the west coast of Africa, how we even got there in 70 AD, we fled into Africa. So we lived amongst Africans, but we were not Africans. That's why you could find maps that would say land of Judah in the middle of Africa. So when the so-called white man came to find slaves, it wasn't Africans selling Africans. It was Africans selling Israelite people and bringing us over here into captivity. Harriet Tubman, as an example, she was an Israelite. Her family were raised as Israelites. She had an Israelite name. So what I was telling you in the beginning, the information of being an Israelite was very small when we first came into America. And then in the early 1900s, black people started waking up to who they were. The organization that I'm in was established in 1969, where we was to begin to get the full knowledge of real black history. When I say real black history, they call it the Dark Ages in Europe, but the Dark Ages was a time when black people ruled Europe. So when you go into the real history, you'll see King James was black. He was not a white guy. You'll see his whole lineage of kings were black people. They were not white people. An excellent book to get is The Russian Icons, where they'll show you the real images of all of the ancient kings in Europe. And then you'll see that they weren't white guys. They were called black people. Excuse me, they were black people, what you would call them today. And then they had the Renaissance era, where they took the greatest alpha male to exist, Jesus Christ, and turned him into a beta, which was Caesar Borgia, who was a homosexual himself, who was in love with his sister Lucretia, who they made the image of Lucretia to be Mary. And that became the Renaissance era. So all of that history that was taken away from black people in the Israelite School of UPK, we give that history back.
What does it feel like to you personally, not to your group, but to you as a male? What does that feel like to hear yourself blaming and complaining about another man and that you can't make it because some other man to keep you down? I don't know what that feels like. I've never had that in my life. What does that feel like to believe that a white man or a Mexican man or any man can keep you down, so you got to complain about it rather than overcoming it? What does that feel like?
Well, me being an alpha male myself, I don't know what that feels like.
Then why are you complaining for other beta males?
No, I've never said that, though.
But
pointing out crimes is not complaining.
But you're complaining about the white man.
For example, when the towers fell, 3,000 people died. 3,000. And in the name of them towers falling, they went to war in Afghanistan. Now, they said only Osama bin Laden and whoever was down with him caused it. But they've killed millions of men, women, and children that were not with Osama bin Laden. And they have this slogan, "We will never forget." So every year they bring up the crime.
I know, but you're going away from what I just asked, because I hear a lot of black males sounding like black women, and they're complaining about some white man keeping them down and they can't make it because of the white man. As a male,
Right.
You said you don't believe the white man could keep you down, right?
White man hasn't kept me down.
So
but
what have you done to keep the white man from keeping you down personally?
Okay, I want to finish showing you.
Yeah, I'll let you come back to that. But tell me, what have you done personally to keep the white man from keeping you down?
I got you. I'm coming right to your answer. I'm just walking you to it so you can understand, because I know you respect white men, so I'm using them. So I'm teaching you how to be an alpha. You like. I'm
not a beta male.
Nah, you in between. I won't say you all the way beta. You like in between alpha and beta. We're gonna call you A and B. That's what the whole point of saying that is, every year they bring up the crimes that the Osama bin Laden and them do. But they're still in power. They still have their military. They still have their might. They still go out and they go out and do everything to make America great. So now I said that to say, me personally, because you asked me personally,
yeah.
I am personally not oppressed, but my people are.
Why you're not personally oppressed?
Let me just finish. I am not personally oppressed, but my people are. And the reason why they are is because black people are taught to forget what happened to them. And if you don't face what happened to you, you'll never get a solution to empower you to become the alphas that you are. So we take black men and we turn them all into alphas. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, every single brother in here is a alpha male.
But why you're not personally oppressed, you?
Because why am I not personally oppressed?
Yes.
Because I was raised to never be inferior to no man.
And who raised you that way?
My mother and father.
So why don't you teach that to the blacks rather than bringing up all this stuff that doesn't exist anymore?
You believe in God, right?
Yes.
You believe that what God says is law, right?
Yes.
So how can I raise up a nation and not tell them what God said?
But God does not blame someone else.
I didn't say it, but God does say, remember what I did to the children to Egypt. God does say that. Remember when I brought you out. Our whole feast days in Israel.
But when he said remember, that means we don't have to worry because he got us. He loved us and he got us. But he never complained about the white man. And he didn't teach anyone else to complain, but he taught them to overcome.
But do you know why God said to remember? Do you know why?
Yes.
If you don't, why did he say to remember?
So that we would know how to live and see a way to live when we remember him.
Right. So now we have to remember what happened with our ancestors of old.
But he didn't blame the white man because all people have enslaved someone at some point in time.
Every year, white men seduce my brothers and sisters. So every year I have to remind them, you're going. So now everybody's going to go with Joe Biden, right? Everybody voted for Joe Biden.
No, it's not true. They stole the election. Everybody did not vote. Only the blacks voted for him, and the gays, the blacks, the homosexuals, the lesbians, the corrupt people voted for Joe Biden.
Okay, so blacks are even better because that's all I care about. So let's say all the blacks voted for Joe Biden.
Okay.
That's why I have to bring them into remembrance, because Joe Biden is a devil just like Trump was a devil. Joe Biden is going to mislead him and destroy him just like Trump before him, just like Obama before him, just like Bush before him, just like Clinton before him. So just like the Most High told us back in biblical time to remember and bring to remembrance so that we can serve him, that's our job. So I can't just go to somebody and say, man, I was raised to be superior. I have to tell them, God said, don't do this. God said, don't do that. Like, you don't sin, right? I always hear you say you don't sin, right?
No one of God, if you've been born again of God, it's impossible to sin. But let me ask, if the blacks had a father and mother as you did growing up, would they be complaining about the white people today?
Well, I didn't have my father my whole life.
Oh, who did you have?
So I primarily had my mother, and my father was like in and out because he had an addiction problem.
So you were not close to your father?
No, I was. I'm not saying that to say that I wasn't close to him, but my father, my life story is every other black man's life story. You grow up, when I say every, of course it's not literal, but it's majority, especially in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and stuff like that. So I grew up in a broken home. Now, if anybody can look at me and say, damn, Tazaria grew up in a broken home. Look what he was able to overcome. How did he do that? And I could say, God did that. And then now we can inspire other black people. And they say, well, what did God say to do? God said there's certain things you're supposed to eat, certain things you're supposed to celebrate, certain people you're supposed to love, and certain people you're not supposed to love. Certain people you can have sex with and deal with and marry, and certain people you can't.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you believe our battle is a spiritual battle or a physical battle?
Spiritual first, physical second.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
How do you know you believe in God?
Because I keep his commandments.
And what are his commandments?
His commandments are the 613 laws that you're following throughout the Bible.
And do you love your neighbor as yourself?
I love my neighbor as myself. That's correct.
So do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people, Ambassador?
But he's not my neighbor.
And what's the answer
no.
to that?
No.
You don't love white people?
No.
And do your God love white people?
No.
Right.
God only loves the children of Israel. You as a pastor should know that.
Do you?
Let me know what you think about this version of history being pushed here, because honestly, it doesn't add up. Jesse Lee Peterson points out some obvious issues. History is already well documented, and these claims would require serious evidence to be taken seriously. The idea that European history is being completely rewritten without proof is a massive stretch. You can see Jesse is genuinely taken aback by the contradictions. On one hand, the guest claims to be righteous and godly, but on the other, he's openly promoting exclusion and hostility toward entire groups of people. That double standard is hard to ignore, and it completely undermines the moral argument being made. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit the like button, turn on notifications, and let's jump back into the debate.
You would have to show me chapter and verse where God loves anyone but the children of Israel.
Do you love God?
You're not going to show me the verse?
Do you love God?
Yes.
And if you love God, how can you love him but hate your neighbor?
Well, as I just explained to you in Leviticus, the 19th chapter, when it talks about your neighbor, that's the children of Israel. Right. That's not talking about all races of people.
Amazing.
And that's the problem with Christianity. Christianity believes that you're just supposed to love everybody. God loves everybody. God can't love everything.
He can hate.
God is a man of war, you know. Exodus 15:3 says God is a man of war.
Does God have hate?
Yes. He hates sinners.
Does Satan have hate?
Say again?
Does Satan have hate?
Well, Satan follows the authority of the Most High.
Does he have hate? Is he of hate?
To us, yes.
Is Satan of hate?
To us, yes.
Does he have love?
Of the Most High, he does.
Satan loved the Most High?
The angel, that's correct.
Satan loved the Most High?
Yeah, and I know that's going to sound strange. Y'all probably going to use it as a soundbite.
So Satan loved God?
I'm going to answer you. In the Christian church, they teach that angels rebelled against God. So Satan and all that rebel. There is no such thing as any angel rebelling against God at all. You know who rebels? We rebel. The reason why blacks and Hispanics are in the condition that they're in is because we're the angels that chose to disobey God.
And why did you chose to disobey him?
Because we thought it was better to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, eat with white women, celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving.
You thought that in heaven?
Say again?
Satan rebelled while in heaven with God. Did the black people think that while they were in heaven that they need to have some pork?
Say there was never no rebellion in heaven.
And so are you saying there? So
I not know that as a pastor.
Is there no Satan?
No, I never said there was no Satan.
But Satan loved God, you say?
Satan is an angel, like Michael is.
Is he an angel of love?
No.
Is he an angel of hate?
No. He's an angel that follows orders that he's given.
And does he love you?
I wouldn't say he loves or hates me.
Do you love Satan?
No.
And why not?
I don't love no angel.
Do you sin?
No.
And why not?
That's why because I don't break his commandments. That's why I asked you if you sin, and I was going to ask you what is sin. Do you know what sin is?
I do, but let me ask you this first. You have no
Okay.
anger in your heart at all?
Yes, I have anger, I have love, I have care, I have all that.
Well, how can you
Yes.
have all that and don't sin? That is sin.
Because the scriptures say there's a time for love and a time for hate.
Did you know that any male that has anger is a woman?
Did God say that?
Uh-huh.
So, but did God say there's a time for love and time for hate?
Yeah, there's a time for love, but not that father state hatred. It's
Wait,
discernment.
You twisting the scripture now. The scriptures say there's a time for love and a time for hate. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Yeah, yes, it is a time for. There's a time for all things, and there's the opposites to everything.
Okay, so if there's a time for love and time for hate, God is not a woman, he's a man. So if God told me that I can love and hate, I can absolutely do it.
But you got the wrong kind of hate. You have the father state hate. But let me ask, did you know that any male that has anger is a female?
That's beta talk. Now you sounded like I told you it was in between, Jesse. You between the alpha and the beta. We're gonna call you A and B.
So
That's not.
why don't you answer that question? Did you know that any male that has anger is a female?
That's not true.
Why you say it's not true?
Because then you're saying God is a female.
Then why did God say that we must be born? We are born of the woman, which is in a fallen state, and when we become an adult, we should be born, return to the Father, and be born of the Father. If being born of, if having a woman's nature was good enough for us, why did He want us to be born again of the Spirit?
You would have to show me where it says that before I should have to answer that.
Okay. Let me ask: are black people always late?
No.
Is the black woman God?
No.
Is the white man the devil?
Yes.
Is it okay to hate?
Yes.
Is the ISUPK uniting the races or dividing them?
We're united, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Is it a sin to sleep with a white woman?
Yes.
Have you ever slept with a white woman?
No.
Is homosexuality good or evil?
Evil.
True or false? Is Jesus black?
True.
True or false? Jesus will return to earth and enslave the white people.
True.
There you have it. You heard the claim directly. The guest openly frames white people as inherently evil and even suggests they deserve enslavement in some imagined future. It's an extreme and disturbing position, and there's no rational justification offered to support it. Claims like that aren't just controversial, they're openly racist, no matter who they're aimed at. That's exactly why this moment matters. Jesse Lee Peterson doesn't let it slide and instead exposes how dangerous and unhinged this kind of thinking really is. When ideology reaches the point where entire groups of people are dehumanized, it stops being about faith or history and becomes pure hatred. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of Jesse calling out this rhetoric head on? If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.